everyone! Today I'm going to introduce you sandblasting and a Dremel process. For today's lesson, you need a 4 by 4 inches of a 6mm thick float glass that you cut in the first lesson, and 2 vector images drawn or printed on a paper. The images should fit into 4 by 4 inches. Vinyl resist Dremel bit set are available at the office. Scissors, a duct tape, and an X-Acto knife. You have to bring ones for yourself. PPEs for today's work are safety glasses, earmuffs, and a respirator. For dremeling, apron is also recommended since it is a wet process. Dremel is a rotary tool for hand drilling, grinding, and carving. There are many types of bits for different purposes. For glass, you should use diamond drill bits. For dremeling, I printed a butterfly image on a paper. I cut it slightly smaller than the glass piece, put it upside down on the back side of the glass. Cover the side and then around the edges with a duct tape to waterproof the paper. This way you can trace the image with Dremel easily. When you're done with the prep work, bring it to the dremeling station. There are many different shapes in the drill bit set. Pick a bit or two that fits to your design. I picked a spherical bit for the butterfly's body and a cylindrical one for the wings. To insert a bit, press the shaft lock button and then turn the collet knot counterclockwise from the front view to open the collet. Insert a bit, tighten the collet by turning the collet knot clockwise while holding the lock button. Open the water valve. The amount of water would vary by the type of the work. In this case, about 2 drops in a second is more than enough. Turn on the motor and set speed at about 5. You will find that drawing with a rotating bit is harder than a regular pen. The surface is quite slippery. Have a firm grip and rest your wrists on the wooden support for better control. Water can prevent any heat or stress caused by the friction, but it will make the engraved surface almost invisible. Check the surface by gently touching or by drying with air blow. To replace a bit, turn off the motor first. Again, press and hold the lock button, release the collet knot, insert a new bit, tighten the collet knot, and release the button. There are many different shapes in our bit set. I would strongly recommend you to try them on a small test piece first. I really enjoyed the cylindrical bit since it was not too aggressive, easy to control, and then perfect for expressing fine lines of the wings. Once you're done, turn off the machine, close the water valve. Take the bit out. Put it back to the case. Empty the water bin. Turn off the light switch on the right wall of the Dremel station. Sandblasting is a process of smoothing and carving a hard surface by blasting solid particles with compressed air. In our studio, we use 220 grits for sandblasting abrasive. Our sandblaster is for glass and plexiglass surface only. Please consult with the technologist if you need to sandblast different type of materials than glass. In today's lesson, we are making patterns with the masking technique. You can mask glass with various materials such as tacky glue, silicone, or tape. Today, we will use a vinyl resist. First, make sure your glass piece is clean. Cut the vinyl about an inch bigger than the size of your glass. Gently peel the backing paper of the vinyl. Do not peel all of it at once since it is quite sticky and hard to control. Just peel one side. Align and stick it on the top side of the glass. Slowly peel off the rest. Rub the surface with your fingers to avoid air bubbles. If any, push the bubbles to nearest edge. Make sure to cover the side of the glass too. You can add extra vinyl if it is short. Rub it well to stick it tight. For the sandblasting, I printed a flower pattern on the paper. For your work, pick or draw a vector image, not a tonal image. In other words, use an image made of simple lines, not with millions of dots. Remember that you will cut out the lines with an X-Acto knife. Cut the image to fit on the glass and glue it. Cut the pattern with an X-Acto knife. Peel off the area you want to sandblast. Let's move to the sandblasting room. First thing to do is to clean the dust collector. Push the button 15 times in every 2 to 4 hours. I'm starting with a clear float glass without any masking to show you what the sandblasting effects looks like. Release the door lock and then open the door. Put the glass piece on the work table. Close and lock the door. Turn on the main switch and then interior light will be on. Check the gauge of the air compressor. Put your hands into the gloves all the way in. There's a nozzle on the right side of the cabinet. Hold the nozzle with your right hand. Hold the object securely with your left hand. Hold the nozzle perpendicular to the surface of the glass unless you want to make some angled carving. When you're ready, step on the foot pedal to start the blasting. Sometimes you will find that the grits comes out a lot in the beginning. Hold the nozzle away from your piece and wait until the nozzle feeds the particles more consistently. Then move it close to the piece. Never point the nozzle towards the plexi window. We will blast the surface and eventually we will lose the visibility. Once you're done blasting, let go of the foot pedal. Put the piece securely on the table. Take your hands out. Turn off the machine. Wait around 30 seconds for the dust to settle down. Open the door and check the surface. Repeat the process if needed. This is what general sandblasted surface looks like. The next one, I use a common masking tape to mask some parts of the glass. Again, put it in the cabinet, lock the door, turn on the machine, check the pressure gauge, hold the piece with the left hand, hold the nozzle with the right hand. Point the nozzle a bit away from the piece, step on the foot pedal and blast. Turn off the machine. Wait for seconds before opening the door. You can see that the sandblasted area gets foggy, while the masked area remains clear. Let's remove some masking tapes and then sandblast the piece again. You can create multiple tones by repeating the process. It is time for our coaster project. There's a Dremel butterfly on the back side. Try not to blast it by mistake. You can mask it with any tapes too. It took me about 1 minute to create the shallow cut. If you stay longer on the spot, the carving will get deeper. You can modify the depth by varying the blasting time. Look at the texture of the leaf. The left half is a deep cut and the right half is a shallow cut. Here are some more examples of sandblasting. One on the left is a piece with the 3 tones created by masking tapes. The middle piece is an example of sandblasting done on a mirror. The one on the right is a machine-cut vinyl regist. You can print a vector file in a computer to cut the stencil. The method has a huge advantage in precise and detailed works. By the end of the work, you should have a 4x4-inch glass. One side is sandblasted and the other side is Dremeled. When you design your piece, think of the factors such as image blending. The 2 images will be seen together. The thickness of the lines, the depth of the sandblasting, whether it will be deep cut or shallow cut. Those design considerations will surely make your piece more interesting. Sandblasting and dremeling. They're interesting surface techniques. They can be applied to blown forms, cast forms, fused pieces, and lamination pieces. Think about how you can apply them to your lamination project. Make sure to clean up all your working area. Thanks for watching. See you next time.